And let's talk now to Rod McKenzie, who's the Managing Director of Policy and Public Affairs at the Road Haulage Association. Rod, good morning to you. And I'd be grateful if you would bring us up to date with what your latest assessment is from the scene there in Dover.
Good morning, Anita. Chaos, in one word. The government has said the borders are open, but actually they're not. And unfortunately, that message having gone out, a lot of lorry drivers have started heading for the ports again. In fact, as your correspondent's just been saying, the testing regime hasn't started yet. And without that starting, the borders can't effectively open for traffic heading back to France. So what we've got this morning is very, very angry truckers in Dover. Some of them, as we know, have been involved in sort of shouting at police and a few scuffles and the like. And they're tired, frustrated, desperately want to get home for Christmas. Very, very inadequate food provision for them. In fact, the best food provision they've had has been from a group of Sikh restaurateurs who provided them with curries last night. But we've not had enough food information. Remember, most of them are Eastern European, don't speak English, or whose English is poor. And so on the ground, the information to them has been extremely poor.
We were told there were welfare facilities at Manston. I appreciate not all the lorry drivers are there, but at Manston itself, are the facilities decent?
Well, the reports we've had from them is that they're not adequate, that there are not enough loos, and there's certainly not enough loos on any of the kind of motorway places. Around about maybe 4,000 trucks parked at Manston, it's certainly full. And we can imagine that with that number of lorry drivers, toilet facilities, washing facilities, however, wherever they are, will be pretty overstretched and frankly inadequate.
Do you think this is going to have a knock-on effect into the new year period? And I'm talking, of course, about the end of the transition. We don't know yet whether there's going to be a deal, but whether there is or not, clearly one would expect some teething issues, perhaps.
Well, this is a massive problem and very much the shape of things to come, I fear, because what we've got obviously is a backlog which will take days to clear, which the government itself admits. That takes us up to the new year period. That takes us to the end of transition, the point at which new red tape and border arrangements will apply. And deal or no deal, that will create a new world of border disruption and disruption to the important supply chain on which we all depend.
OK, Rod McKenzie, Managing Director of Policy and Public Affairs at the Road Haulage Association. Thank you very much for that.